She shops for groceries on Sunday. She shops for groceries on Sunday. Wash. Wash. They wash their hands regularly. They wash their hands regularly. Walk. Walk. He walks to work every day. He walks to work every day. Run. Run. He runs in the park for exercise. He runs in the park for exercise. Dance. Dance. We love to dance at parties. We love to dance at parties. Cook. Cook. She cooks dinner every evening. She cooks dinner every evening. Eat. Eat. They eat lunch together. They eat lunch together. Drink. Drink. She drinks coffee in the morning. She drinks coffee in the morning. Sing. Sing. He sings in the choir. He sings in the choir. Read. Read. She reads a book before bed. She reads a book before bed. Write. Write. He writes letters to his friends. He writes letters to his friends. Paint. Paint. She paints landscapes on weekends. She paints landscapes on weekends. Draw. Draw. The child loves to draw animals. The child loves to draw animals. Study. Study. They study for exams at the library. They study for exams at the library. Sleep. Sleep. She sleeps for 8 hours each night. She sleeps for 8 hours each night. Jump. Jump. The child jumps over the rope. The child jumps over the rope. Climb. Climb. He climbs mountains for adventure. He climbs mountains for adventure. Swim. Swim. They swim in the pool every afternoon. They swim in the pool every afternoon. Play. Play. He plays soccer with his friends. He plays soccer with his friends. Listen. Listen. He listens to music on his headphones. He listens to music on his headphones. Watch. Watch. They watch movies every Friday night. They watch movies every Friday night. Laugh. Laugh. The audience laughs at the comedian's jokes. The audience laughs at the comedian's jokes. Cry. Cry. She cries during sad movies. She cries during sad movies. Talk. Talk. He talks on the phone with his parents. He talks on the phone with his parents. Drive. Drive. She drives to work every morning. She drives to work every morning. Cycle. Cycle. He cycle through the park on weekends. He cycle through the park on weekends. Fly. Fly. He flies to different cities for work. He flies to different cities for work. Build. Build. They build sandcastles on the beach. They build sandcastles on the beach. Fix. Fix. He fixes things around the house himself. He fixes things around the house himself. Carry, carry. She carries her groceries in reusable bags. She carries her groceries in reusable bags. Throw, throw. He throws the ball back and forth. He throws the ball back and forth. Catch, catch. He catches the ball during the game. He catches the ball during the game. Open, open. She opens the gift box. She opens the gift box. Close, close. He closes the door quietly. He closes the door quietly. Lift, lift. They lift weights at the gym. They lift weights at the gym. Pull, pull. He pulls the ball uphill. He pulls the ball uphill. Push, push. He pushes the button to ring the bell. He pushes the button to ring the bell. Sit, sit. They sat in the waiting room. They sat in the waiting room. Stand, stand. People stand in line at the bank. People stand in line at the bank. Kneel, kneel. Some people kneel while they eat. Some people kneel while they eat. Bow, bow. She bows down to greet her friend. She bows down to greet her friend. Stretch, stretch. He stretches before exercising. He stretches before exercising. Kick, kick. He kicks the ball into the goal. He kicks the ball into the goal. Punch, punch. She punches the punching bag at the gym. She punches the punching bag at the gym. Clap, clap. They clap their hands to the music. They clap their hands to the music. Whistle, whistle. She whistles as she cheers. She whistles as she cheers. Shout, shout. She shouts to get his attention. She shouts to get his attention. Whisper, whisper. They whisper secrets to each other. They whisper secrets to each other. Smile, smile. He smiles at everyone he meets. He smiles at everyone he meets. If you liked this video, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to our channel.
In English grammar, relative clauses are used to provide additional information about a noun in a sentence. There are two main types of relative clauses: non-defining relative clauses and defining relative clauses. Understanding the difference between these two is crucial for constructing clear and precise sentences. Non-defining relative clauses give extra information about a noun, but this information is not essential for identifying the noun. The sentence would still be complete and understandable without the non-defining clause. These clauses are always set off by commas. Defining relative clauses, on the other hand, are essential to the meaning of the sentence. They provide crucial information that defines or identifies the noun they describe. Without the defining clause, the sentence would be incomplete or unclear. These clauses are not set off by commas. To summarize, non-defining relative clauses add non-essential extra information and are set off by commas. Defining relative clauses provide essential information and are not set off by commas. In the following examples, we'll explore both types of relative clauses to help you understand how to use them effectively in your writing. My brother who lives in New York is visiting us next week. This sentence provides additional information about my brother, but this information is not essential to the meaning of the sentence. The clause "who lives in New York" can be removed, and the sentence would still make sense. The brother who lives in New York is visiting us next week. Here, the clause "who lives in New York" is necessary to specify which brother is being referred to. Without this clause, the meaning of the sentence would change. The book which I finished yesterday was really interesting. The clause "which I finished yesterday" adds extra information about the book. It is not essential to the main idea of the sentence, so it can be omitted without changing the core meaning. The book that I finished yesterday was really interesting. In this case, "that I finished yesterday" specifies which book is being discussed. It is essential to the meaning of the sentence because it identifies the particular book. My friend Sarah, who lives in London, is getting married. The clause "who lives in London" gives extra information about Sarah, but it's not necessary for understanding the main point of the sentence. You could remove this clause and the sentence would still convey the same basic information. The friend who lives in London is getting married. The clause "who lives in London" is essential here because it specifies which friend is getting married. Without it, the sentence would be ambiguous. The car that I bought last year has already broken down twice. The clause "which I bought last year" gives additional information about the car, but it's not essential to the meaning of the sentence. The car which I bought last year has already broken down twice. Here, "that I bought last year" specifies which car is being discussed. It's necessary for the sentence to be clear. The hotel where we stayed during our vacation was very luxurious. The clause "where we stayed during our vacation" provides extra information about the hotel, but it's not essential to the main meaning. The hotel where we stayed during our vacation was very luxurious. The clause "where we stayed during our vacation" is essential here to identify the specific hotel. My laptop, which I use for work, is very old. The clause "which I use for work" adds extra information about the laptop, but isn't necessary for understanding the sentence. The laptop that I use for work is very old. Here, "that I use for work" specifies which laptop is being discussed, so it's necessary for clarity. Her mother, who is a teacher, retired last year. The clause "who is a teacher" provides additional information about her mother, but isn't essential to the sentence's meaning. The mother who is a teacher retired last year. The clause "who is a teacher" identifies which mother is being discussed, so it's essential to the meaning. The house which has a beautiful garden is up for sale. The clause "which has a beautiful garden" gives extra information about the house but isn't necessary to understand the sentence. The house that has a beautiful garden is up for sale. In this sentence, "that has a beautiful garden" specifies which house is being discussed, so it's essential. My neighbor, who is very friendly, helped me move. The clause "who is very friendly" provides additional information about the neighbor, but isn't essential to the main idea of the sentence. The neighbor who is very friendly helped me move. The clause "who is very friendly" identifies which neighbor is being referred to, so it's necessary for clarity. The movie, which won several awards, was fantastic. The clause "which won several awards" gives extra information about the movie, but isn't necessary to understand the main point. The movie that won several awards was fantastic. Here, "that won several awards" specifies which movie is being discussed, making it essential to the sentence's meaning. Our teacher, who is from Canada, is very strict. The clause "who is from Canada" provides additional information about the teacher, but isn't essential to the sentence's main point. The teacher who is from Canada is very strict. The clause "who is from Canada" is necessary here to specify which teacher is being discussed. The restaurant where we had dinner was very expensive. The clause "where we had dinner" gives extra information about the restaurant, but isn't essential to the meaning of the sentence. The restaurant where we had dinner was very expensive. The clause "where we had dinner" identifies which restaurant is being referred to, making it essential. The meeting, which was scheduled for 9 a.m., was cancelled. The clause "which was scheduled for 9 a.m." provides additional information about the meeting, but isn't essential to the main idea. The meeting that was scheduled for 9 a.m. was cancelled. Here, "that was scheduled for 9 a.m." specifies which meeting is being discussed, so it's necessary for clarity. My sister, who works at a bank, is moving to Paris. The clause "who works at a bank" adds extra information about the sister, but isn't necessary for understanding the main point of the sentence. The sister who works at a bank is moving to Paris. The clause "who works at a bank" specifies which sister is being discussed, making it essential to the sentence. The concert which was held last night was amazing. The clause "which was held last night" provides additional information about the concert, but isn't essential to the main meaning. The concert that was held last night was amazing. Here, "that was held last night" specifies which concert is being referred to, so it's necessary for the sentence to be clear. Thank you for watching our lesson on non-defining and defining relative clauses. We hope you now feel more confident using these structures in your English. If you found this video helpful, please like it and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more English lessons. See you in the next video!
50 action verbs in English. Part 2. Frown, frown. She frowns when she's upset. She frowns when she's upset. Wave, wave. They wave goodbye to their friends. They wave goodbye to their friends. Point, point. He points to the map on the wall. He points to the map on the wall. Yawn, yawn. She yawns when she is tired. She yawns when she is tired. Sneeze, sneeze. He sneezes when he has a cold. He sneezes when he has a cold. Cough, cough. She coughs when she feels sick. She coughs when she feels sick. Breathe, breathe. They breathe deeply during meditation. They breathe deeply during meditation. Snore, snore. He snores loudly at night. He snores loudly at night. Blow, blow. She blows out the candles on her birthday cake. She blows out the candles on her birthday cake. Chop, chop. He chops vegetables for dinner. He chops vegetables for dinner. Slice, slice. She slices bread for sandwiches. She slices bread for sandwiches. Boil, boil. They boil water for tea. They boil water for tea. Fry, fry. He fries eggs for breakfast. He fries eggs for breakfast. Bake, bake. She bakes cookies for the bake sale. She bakes cookies for the bake sale. Grill, grill. They grill burgers in the backyard. They grill burgers in the backyard. Mix, mix. He mixes ingredients for the cake. He mixes ingredients for the cake. Pour, pour. She pours milk into her cereal. She pours milk into her cereal. Stir, stir. They stir the soup on the stove. They stir the soup on the stove. Peel, peel. He peels oranges for a snack. He peels oranges for a snack. Taste, taste. She tastes the soup to see if it needs salt. She tastes the soup to see if it needs salt. Serve, serve. They serve dinner at 7 p.m. They serve dinner at 7 p.m. Clean, clean. He cleans the house every Saturday. He cleans the house every Saturday. Mop, mop. She mops the kitchen floor. She mops the kitchen floor. Vacuum, vacuum. They vacuum the living room carpet. They vacuum the living room carpet. Dust, dust. She dusts the shelves every week. She dusts the shelves every week. Organize, organize. She organizes her closet by colour. She organizes her closet by colour. Tidy, tidy. They tidy up the living room before guests arrive. They tidy up the living room before guests arrive. Decorate, decorate. He decorates the house for the holidays. He decorates the house for the holidays. Plant, plant. She plants flowers in the garden. She plants flowers in the garden. Water, water. She water the plants every morning. She water the plants every morning. Harvest, harvest. He harvests vegetables from the garden. He harvests vegetables from the garden. Trim, trim. She trims the hedges with garden shears. She trims the hedges with garden shears. rake, rake. They rake leaves in the autumn. They rake leaves in the autumn. Shovel, shovel. He shovels snow from the driveway. He shovels snow from the driveway. Ski, ski. She skis down the mountain slopes. She skis down the mountain slopes. Snowboard, snowboard. They snowboard on winter holidays. They snowboard on winter holidays. Surf, surf. He surfs the waves in the ocean. He surfs the waves in the ocean. Sail, sail. She sails a boat on the lake. She sails a boat on the lake. Row, row. They row a boat down the river. They row a boat down the river. Fish, fish. He fishes in the river on weekends. He fishes in the river on weekends. Hike, hike. She hikes in the mountains every summer. She hikes in the mountains every summer. Camp, camp. They camp in the forest during vacations. They camp in the forest during vacations. Hunt, hunt. He hunts deer in the woods. He hunts deer in the woods. Cook, cook. She cooks over an open fire when camping. She cooks over an open fire when camping. Shop, shop. They shop for camping gear at the store. They shop for camping gear at the store. Pack, pack. He packs his suitcase before travelling. He packs his suitcase before travelling. Travel, travel. She travels to different countries every year. She travels to different countries every year. Explore, explore. They explore new cities on their vacations. Photograph, photograph. He photographs wildlife in the forest. He photographs wildlife in the forest. Document, document. She documents her travels in a journal. She documents her travels in a journal.
If you liked this video, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to our channel.
Idioms are expressions with figurative meanings different from their literal words. They are commonly used in everyday language to convey ideas in a more vivid and imaginative way. Using idioms not only enhances your fluency, but also showcases your advanced understanding of the language. A penny for your thoughts, meaning to ask someone what they are thinking about. You look lost in thought. A penny for your thoughts? She was staring out the window, lost in thought. A penny for your thoughts, he joked. A penny for your thoughts, he said, as he noticed her thoughtful expression. Actions speak louder than words. Meaning, what someone actually does means more than what they say they will do. He said he would help, but actions speak louder than words. She always promised to change, but actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. Show me your commitment through your actions. Add insult to injury, meaning to make a bad situation worse. Not only did he forget my birthday, but he also criticised my gift, adding insult to injury. They charged me extra for shipping, adding insult to injury after the long wait. She failed the test, and the teacher scolded her in front of the class, adding insult to injury. Bite the bullet. Meaning, to face a difficult or unpleasant situation courageously. She knew she had to bite the bullet and tell him the truth. The team had to bite the bullet and accept the defeat. He bit the bullet and apologized for his mistake. Break the ice. Meaning, to start a conversation or a social interaction. He told a joke to break the ice at the party. She broke the ice with her new co-workers by asking about their weekend. They played a game to break the ice at the family reunion. Burn the midnight oil. Meaning, to work late into the night. She burned the midnight oil to finish the project before the deadline. They had to burn the midnight oil to prepare for the exam. He burned the midnight oil to complete the report for the meeting. Caught between a rock and a hard place. Meaning, to be in a difficult situation with no good options. They were caught between a rock and a hard place when they had to choose between two job offers. She's caught between a rock and a hard place. She wants to study abroad, but her family needs her at home. He's caught between a rock and a hard place with the conflicting demands of work and family. Cost an arm and a leg. Meaning, to be very expensive. The new car cost them an arm and a leg. The designer dress looked great, but it cost an arm and a leg. Travelling during peak season can cost an arm and a leg. Cry over spilled milk. Meaning, to be upset over something that has already happened and cannot be changed. There's no use crying over spilled milk. The important thing is to learn from the mistake. She was upset about missing the train, but he reminded her not to cry over spilled milk. He spilled coffee on his shirt and sighed, realizing it was no use crying over spilled milk. Cut to the chase, meaning to get to the point, to stop wasting time. Instead of rambling, let's cut to the chase and discuss the main issues. She cut to the chase and asked him directly about his intentions. Cutting to the chase, he told them they needed to improve their performance. Cutting corners, meaning to do something poorly or take shortcuts, especially to save time or money. They finished the project quickly by cutting corners, but the quality suffered. He always cuts corners when he's cooking, and it shows in the final dish. Cutting corners on safety regulations led to the accident. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, meaning to not risk everything on a single venture or opportunity. Invest wisely and diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. She decided to apply to multiple colleges. She didn't want to put all her eggs in one basket. He diversified his investments to avoid putting all his eggs in one basket. Drive someone up the wall. Meaning, to annoy or irritate someone greatly. His constant tapping on the desk was driving her up the wall. The noise from the construction site drove the residents up the wall. Her perfectionism drives her co-workers up the wall. Elbow grease, meaning hard physical effort, manual labour. They cleaned the garage with some elbow grease before the party. He applied some elbow grease to finish painting the fence. The project required a lot of elbow grease to complete on time. Fit as a fiddle, meaning in good physical health. Despite his age, he's as fit as a fiddle and still runs marathons. She exercises daily and eats well, so she's fit as a fiddle. The doctor said his heart is strong, he's fit as a fiddle. Give the benefit of the doubt, meaning to believe someone's statement without proof, to trust someone. Even though she was late, he gave her the benefit of the doubt that there was traffic. He gave his co-worker the benefit of the doubt regarding the mistake. They decided to give him the benefit of the doubt and accept his explanation. Go down in flames, meaning to fail spectacularly or disastrously. Their business venture went down in flames after just a year. The team's attempt to win the championship went down in flames in the final game. The movie production went down in flames due to budget issues. Hit the nail on the head, meaning to describe exactly what is causing a situation or problem. She hit the nail on the head when she identified the main issue. His analysis hit the nail on the head and the project improved. The consultant hit the nail on the head with her recommendations. In the heat of the moment, meaning acting impulsively without thinking due to strong emotions. In the heat of the moment, she said things she didn't mean. He acted in the heat of the moment and regretted his decision later. In the heat of the moment, they made a hasty decision. Jump on the bandwagon, meaning to join a popular trend or activity. After the movie became popular, everyone jumped on the bandwagon and started watching it. They jumped on the bandwagon and started using the latest social media platform. Investors jumped on the bandwagon and bought stocks in the new tech company. Keep something at bay, meaning to prevent something unpleasant from happening or from coming too close. Regular exercise helps keep illness at bay. They used insect repellent to keep mosquitoes at bay. Financial planning can help keep debt at bay. Let sleeping dogs lie, meaning to avoid restarting a conflict or stirring up trouble. He decided to let sleeping dogs lie rather than bring up past grievances. The issue had settled down, so she chose to let sleeping dogs lie. They agreed to let sleeping dogs lie and move on. Make a long story short, meaning to summarize something briefly. Make a long story short, they decided to sell the house and move. She took forever to explain, but to make a long story short, they missed the train. The meeting was long, but to make a long story short, they agreed on the budget. Miss the boat, meaning to miss an opportunity, to be too late to take advantage of something. I wanted to invest, but I missed the boat on that stock. She missed the boat by not applying for the scholarship in time. They missed the boat on getting tickets to the concert. Needle in a haystack, meaning something that is very hard or impossible to find. Finding her lost earring in the sand was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Locating the error in the code was like finding a needle in a haystack. With so many options, finding the right candidate was like finding a needle in a haystack. On the ball, meaning alert, competent and efficient. She's always on the ball and never misses a deadline. he was on the ball during the presentation and answered every question. Being on the ball is essential in a fast-paced environment. Out of the blue, meaning unexpectedly, without warning. She received a job offer out of the blue. The email from an old friend came out of the blue. His sudden resignation was out of the blue for everyone. Play devil's advocate, meaning to argue against an idea or viewpoint for the sake of debate or to see its weaknesses. She likes to play devil's advocate during discussions to explore different perspectives. He played devil's advocate to test the strength of their proposal. Playing devil's advocate can lead to better decision-making. Pull someone's leg, meaning to tease or joke with someone in a playful way. He said he won the lottery, but he was just pulling my leg. She told them there was a ghost in the attic, pulling their legs. Don't take him seriously, he's just pulling your leg. Read between the lines, meaning to infer or understand the hidden meaning in a communication. She read between the lines and realized he wasn't happy. Reading between the lines of the contract, she found some hidden fees. When he said he was tired, she read between the lines and knew something was wrong. Ride shotgun, meaning to sit in the front passenger seat of a vehicle. She always rides shotgun when they go on road trips. He prefers to ride shotgun so he can navigate. Who wants to ride shotgun on the way to the beach? Rule of thumb, meaning a practical and approximate guideline or principle. As a rule of thumb, she saves 20% of her income. The rule of thumb for cooking pasta is 1 litre of water per 100 grams of pasta. A good rule of thumb is to arrive at least 15 minutes early for appointments. See eye to eye, meaning to agree, to have the same viewpoint. They don't always see eye to eye on politics. We need to see eye to eye on this issue before making a decision. Despite their differences, they see eye to eye on most parenting issues. Spill the beans, meaning to reveal a secret or information that was supposed to be kept confidential. She accidentally spilled the beans about the surprise party. He promised not to spill the beans about their plans. They threatened to spill the beans if he didn't confess. Take with a grain of salt, meaning to be skeptical about the truth or accuracy of something. Take his stories with a grain of salt. He likes to exaggerate. The news report seemed sensational. I took it with a grain of salt. She advised them to take the online reviews with a grain of salt. Under the weather, meaning to feel ill or not in good health. She's feeling under the weather, so she stayed home. He's been under the weather since he caught a cold. Feeling under the weather, she decided to cancel her plans. Up in the air, meaning uncertain, not yet decided or settled. Their vacation plans are still up in the air. The future of the project is up in the air pending funding. With so many changes, everything feels up in the air. Veg out, meaning to relax and do nothing, to be lazy. After a long week, she likes to veg out in front of the TV. They decided to veg out on the beach during their vacation. He spent the weekend vegging out and reading. Walk on eggshells, meaning to be very cautious in one's actions or words to avoid upsetting someone. She walked on eggshells around her boss after the argument. They walked on eggshells around their sensitive friend. He felt like he was walking on eggshells during the tense meeting. You can't judge a book by its cover, meaning you should not form an opinion about someone or something based solely on appearance. He seemed quiet, but you can't judge a book by its cover. He's very funny. The house looked old from the outside, but inside it was beautifully renovated. She learned not to judge a book by its cover after meeting him. 0 hour, meaning the time when a planned activity or event is scheduled to begin. They were ready for action at 0 hour. The concert's 0 hour is 8 p.m. 0 hour for the launch was set for dawn. A leopard can't change its spots, meaning people cannot change their basic nature, especially if it is bad. He's been unreliable for years. A leopard can't change its spots. She said she'd stop gossiping, but a leopard can't change its spots. They hoped he'd improve, but a leopard can't change its spots. Back to square one, meaning to go back to the beginning because a plan or effort has failed. After the setback, they had to go back to square one. The project didn't work out, so it's back to square one. They had to start over from square one. Beat around the bush, meaning to avoid talking about something directly. Stop beating around the bush and tell me what you really think. He didn't answer the question, just beat around the bush. Instead of addressing the issue, she beat around the bush. Behind the 8 ball, meaning in a difficult or unfavourable position. They're behind the 8 ball financially after the unexpected expenses. He's behind the 8 ball with his project deadline approaching. They felt behind the 8 ball after losing their main client. Better late than never, meaning it's better to do something late than to never do it at all. He finally apologized, saying better late than never. She arrived at the party late, but better late than never. They finished the repairs late, but better late than never. Bite off more than you can chew, meaning to take on more responsibilities or commitments than one can manage. He agreed to too many projects and bit off more than he could chew. She bit off more than she could chew by signing up for so many classes. They bit off more than they could chew with the ambitious timeline. Break a leg, meaning a way to wish someone good luck, especially before a performance. Break a leg in your audition tomorrow. They told him to break a leg before the big game. Break a leg on your presentation. You've prepared well. Burn bridges, meaning to damage a relationship or connection, usually irreparably. He burned bridges with his former colleagues by leaving abruptly. They warned her not to burn bridges when she quit her job. Burning bridges with suppliers could hurt the business. Call it a day, meaning to decide to stop working for the rest of the day. They finished the meeting early and decided to call it a day. After the long day, they called it a day and went home. She completed her tasks and called it a day.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. Good luck with your learning.
Idioms are expressions with figurative meanings different from their literal words. They are commonly used in everyday language to convey ideas in a more vivid and imaginative way. Using idioms not only enhances your fluency, but also showcases your advanced understanding of the language.
Caught between a rock and a hard place, meaning to be in a situation where both choices are difficult or undesirable. She was caught between a rock and a hard place when deciding between two job offers. They're caught between a rock and a hard place with conflicting priorities. Being caught between a rock and a hard place, he had to make a tough decision. Chip on your shoulder, meaning to hold a grudge or resentment about something in the past. He always has a chip on his shoulder about not getting promoted. They said he had a chip on his shoulder from his rough upbringing. Having a chip on your shoulder can affect your relationships. Cry over spilled milk, meaning to be upset over something that has already happened and cannot be changed. There's no use crying over spilled milk. We need to find a solution. She cried over spilled milk after missing the deadline. They decided not to cry over spilled milk and focused on moving forward. Cut the mustard, meaning to meet expectations, to succeed or perform adequately. He wasn't sure if his skills would cut the mustard for the job. Their proposal didn't cut the mustard with the client. She needed to cut the mustard to impress the admissions committee. Down to the wire, meaning until the last possible moment, just before a deadline or critical moment. They finished the project down to the wire. The game was tied down to the wire. Negotiations went down to the wire before the deal was finalized. Draw the line, meaning to set a limit or boundary to decide when something is unacceptable. They had to draw the line when their budget was exceeded. Drawing the line on behavior is important in a classroom. She decided to draw the line on working weekends. Drop in the bucket, meaning a very small or insignificant amount in comparison to what is needed. Their donation was just a drop in the bucket for the charity. The repair costs were a drop in the bucket compared to the total expenses. They knew their efforts were a drop in the bucket, but they wanted to help. Eat humble pie, meaning to admit one's faults or errors and apologize humbly. After the misunderstanding, he had to eat humble pie and apologize. She ate humble pie and admitted she was wrong. They were forced to eat humble pie after their assumptions were proven false. Every cloud has a silver lining, meaning there is something positive to be found in every difficult situation. After losing his job, he found a new career. Every cloud has a silver lining. She said every cloud has a silver lining when they faced setbacks. They reminded themselves that every cloud has a silver lining during tough times. Fall off the wagon, meaning to return to a bad habit, especially after a period of improvement or abstinence. He promised not to fall off the wagon and start smoking again. After months of healthy eating, she fell off the wagon and ate junk food. They struggled not to fall off the wagon and stay sober. Get cold feet, meaning to become nervous or anxious and decide not to do something previously planned. He got cold feet and backed out of the skydiving trip. She was excited about the presentation until she got cold feet. They got cold feet about buying a house after seeing the high mortgage rates. Give someone the benefit of the doubt, meaning to believe someone's statement or excuse without proof, to trust someone. She decided to give him the benefit of the doubt regarding his absence. They gave her the benefit of the doubt and assumed she had a valid reason. Giving someone the benefit of the doubt can strengthen relationships. Hit the nail on the head. Meaning, to describe exactly what is causing a situation or problem, to be exactly right. He hit the nail on the head with his analysis of the market trends. She hit the nail on the head with her criticism of the project's flaws. Their feedback hit the nail on the head and helped improve the design. In hot water. Meaning, in trouble or facing consequences due to one's actions. He found himself in hot water after missing the deadline. They were in hot water for not following the company policy. She was in hot water with her parents for breaking curfew. Jump on the bandwagon. Meaning, to join a popular trend or activity. They jumped on the bandwagon and started using the new social media app. She was quick to jump on the bandwagon of organic food trends. He decided to jump on the bandwagon of cryptocurrency investments. Keep your chin up, meaning to stay positive and optimistic in difficult situations. Keep your chin up. Things will get better soon. They told her to keep her chin up during the tough times. He kept his chin up despite the setbacks in his career. Lose your touch. Meaning, to lose one's skill or ability in something previously done well. He used to be a great chef, but he's lost his touch. She feared losing her touch as a musician after the long break. They worried about losing their touch in sales after changing industries. Make waves. Meaning, to cause trouble or controversy. To create a disturbance. She didn't want to make waves in the office, so she kept quiet. They made waves with their controversial statement. He made waves by challenging the traditional practices. No pain, no gain. Meaning, you have to work hard or suffer to achieve something valuable or important. They reminded themselves that no pain, no gain applies to fitness training. She believed in the principle of no pain, no gain in her career. He accepted the no pain, no gain philosophy in pursuing his goals. Off the beaten path. Meaning, away from the usual or popular routes or locations. They preferred traveling off the beaten path to discover hidden gems. She enjoyed hiking off the beaten path in remote areas. Exploring off the beaten path destinations was their favorite adventure. On cloud 9. Meaning, to be extremely happy or elated. She's been on cloud 9 since receiving the good news. Winning the championship put him on cloud 9. They felt like they were on cloud 9 during their honeymoon. Out of the blue. Meaning, unexpectedly, without warning. She called out of the blue to invite him to the party. The job offer came out of the blue. He wasn't expecting it. They received a gift out of the blue from their neighbors. Paint the town red, meaning to go out and have a great time, usually involving drinking and partying. They painted the town red on their last night of vacation. She wanted to paint the town red for her birthday. He suggested painting the town red to celebrate their success. Put all your eggs in one basket, meaning to invest or risk everything in one single venture or opportunity. He warned against putting all your eggs in one basket when investing. They put all their eggs in one basket with the new product launch. She regretted putting all her eggs in one basket with the risky investment. Rain on someone's parade. Meaning, to spoil someone's plans or celebration, to dampen someone's enthusiasm. Don't rain on her parade. Let her enjoy her success. He didn't mean to rain on their parade with his negative comments. They tried not to rain on his parade by being supportive. Run in the family. Meaning, to have a trait or characteristic that is common among family members. Their musical talent runs in the family. It runs in the family to have a strong work ethic. She joked that being stubborn runs in the family. Spill the beans. Meaning, to reveal a secret or information that was supposed to be kept confidential. She accidentally spilled the beans about the surprise party. He promised not to spill the beans about their plans. They threatened to spill the beans if he didn't confess. Steal someone's thunder. Meaning, to take attention or praise away from someone, especially by doing something impressive or unexpected. She didn't mean to steal his thunder with her announcement. He felt like his coworker stole his thunder with the new project. They avoided stealing each other's thunder during the presentation. Through thick and thin. Meaning, in good times and bad times during all circumstances. They've been friends through thick and thin for over 20 years. She promised to support him through thick and thin. They stuck together through thick and thin during their startup. Under the weather. Meaning, to feel ill or not in good health. She's feeling under the weather, so she stayed home. He's been under the weather since he caught a cold. Feeling under the weather, she decided to cancel her plans. Up in arms. Meaning, to be very angry or upset about something. They were up in arms about the proposed changes. She was up in arms over the unfair treatment. The community was up in arms about the new construction project. Variety is the spice of life. Meaning, the idea that new and different experiences make life more interesting. They believed that variety is the spice of life, so they traveled often. She enjoyed trying new foods, believing variety is the spice of life. Variety is the spice of life. He loved exploring different cultures. Walk on eggshells. Meaning, to be very cautious about what one says or does to avoid upsetting someone. He felt like he was walking on eggshells around his boss. They walked on eggshells to avoid conflict with their neighbor. She had to walk on eggshells during sensitive negotiations. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Meaning, to openly show one's emotions or feelings. She wears her heart on her sleeve, so everyone knows when she's happy. He doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. He keeps his emotions private. They admired her for wearing her heart on her sleeve. When pigs fly, meaning something that will never happen, an impossible event. She said she'd clean her room when pigs fly. He promised to finish the project when pigs fly. They joked about winning the lottery when pigs fly. Wild goose chase. Meaning, a fruitless or hopeless search, chasing something that is unlikely to be found. Searching for his lost keys turned into a wild goose chase. They went on a wild goose chase looking for the rare bird. The investigation felt like a wild goose chase with no leads. X marks the spot. Meaning, a phrase used to indicate the exact location of something, often treasure. He found the buried treasure. X marks the spot. They followed the map where X marked the spot. The clue said X marks the spot for the hidden prize. Yank someone's chain, meaning to tease or provoke someone for amusement. He's just yanking your chain. He doesn't mean it. They enjoyed yanking each other's chains during the game. She felt annoyed when he yanked her chain with jokes. Zig when one should have zagged, meaning to make a wrong decision or take the wrong action. They zigged when they should have zagged in the negotiation. He regretted zigging when he should have zagged in the investment. She felt like she zigged when she should have zagged in her career. Zip your lip, meaning to tell someone to be quiet or stop talking. She told him to zip his lip during the meeting. They wanted to zip their lips about the surprise party. He forgot to zip his lip and revealed the secret. Bite off more than you can chew, meaning to take on more responsibility or commitments than one can handle. He bit off more than he could chew by accepting 2 jobs at once. They warned her not to bite off more than she could chew with the new project. She realized she had bitten off more than she could chew when the deadlines approached. Cut to the chase, meaning to get to the main point without wasting time. Let's cut to the chase and discuss the important issues. He cut to the chase and asked for a raise. They appreciated her ability to cut to the chase during meetings. Dead as a doornail, meaning completely dead or lifeless. The old computer was dead as a doornail. It wouldn't turn on. They declared the idea dead as a doornail after the negative feedback. She felt like giving up when her plans were dead as a doornail. Easy as pie, meaning very easy or simple to do. Cooking that dish was easy as pie for her. They found the new software easy as pie to use. He thought repairing the bike would be easy as pie, but it wasn't. Fit as a fiddle, meaning in excellent health or physical condition. After months of training, he felt fit as a fiddle. She looked fit as a fiddle after her workout routine. They admired her for staying fit as a fiddle at her age. Get a kick out of something, meaning to find something amusing or enjoyable. He always gets a kick out of watching comedy shows. She got a kick out of solving difficult puzzles. They got a kick out of playing pranks on each other. Hit the hay, meaning to go to bed, to go to sleep. It's late. I think it's time to hit the hay. They hit the hay early to get enough rest before the trip. She hits the hay at the same time every night. In the same boat, meaning in the same difficult situation as someone else. They're in the same boat when it comes to job hunting. She realized they were in the same boat financially. He assured her they were in the same boat with their struggles. Jump the gun, meaning to start something too soon or act before the appropriate time. They jumped the gun by announcing the project before finalizing the details. She realized she had jumped the gun by assuming he would accept the offer. He regretted jumping the gun and making decisions without consulting others. Keep something at bay, meaning to prevent something unpleasant from happening or getting closer. They use medication to keep the illness at bay. She practiced yoga to keep stress at bay. He kept distractions at bay to focus on his studies.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. Good luck with your learning. Phrasal verbs are combinations of verbs with one or more prepositions or adverbs, which together form a new expression with a specific meaning that often differs from the meanings of the individual words. Here are some that you can use daily to practice your English pronunciation. Give up, meaning to stop doing something. I decided to give up smoking. She had to give up her dream of becoming a professional dancer. He gave up trying to solve the problem after several hours. Look after, meaning to take care of someone or something. She looks after her younger brother. Can you look after my dog while I'm on vacation? He looked after the garden during the summer. Run into, meaning to meet someone by chance. I ran into an old friend at the supermarket. She ran into her teacher at the coffee shop. They ran into their neighbors at the park. Take off, meaning to leave the ground, airplane, or to remove, clothing. The plane took off on time. Please take off your shoes. She took off her jacket because it was too warm. Turn on, meaning to start a machine or light. Can you turn on the lights? She turned on the TV to watch her favorite show. He turned on the computer to check his email. Turn off, meaning to stop a machine or light. Please turn off the lights when you leave. He turned off the computer after finishing his work. She turned off the radio because it was too loud. Pick up, meaning to collect someone or something, to learn something. I will pick up the kids from school. She picked up Spanish quickly after moving to Spain. Can you pick up some milk on your way home? Put off, meaning to postpone something. We had to put off our meeting until next week. He keeps putting off going to the dentist. They decided to put off the trip due to bad weather. Set up, meaning to arrange or prepare something. They set up the new computer system last week. She set up a meeting with her boss. He set up the equipment before the event. Look forward to, meaning to anticipate something with pleasure. I look forward to seeing you soon. They are looking forward to their vacation. She looks forward to her birthday every year. Get over, meaning to recover from something. She took a long time to get over the flu. He still hasn't gotten over the breakup. It took him months to get over the loss of his job. Break down, meaning to stop functioning, for example, vehicle or machine, to become very emotional. My car broke down on the way to work. The washing machine broke down yesterday. She broke down in tears when she heard the news. Carry on, meaning to continue doing something. Please carry on with your work. He decided to carry on with his studies. They carried on talking despite the noise. Call off, meaning to cancel something. They called off the meeting due to bad weather. The event was called off at the last minute. He had to call off the trip because of an emergency. Find out, meaning to discover information. I need to find out what time the meeting starts. She found out the truth about her friend. They found out that the store was closed. Give in, meaning to stop resisting or to surrender. After hours of arguing, he finally gave in. She didn't want to go, but eventually gave in to their pleas. He gave in to the temptation of eating chocolate. Go on, meaning to continue doing something. Please go on with your story. She went on talking despite the interruption. They went on with their project even after facing setbacks. Hold on, meaning to wait for a short time. Can you hold on for a moment? Please hold on while I transfer your call. He told her to hold on and not give up. Look up, meaning to search for information. She looked up the word in the dictionary. He looked up the address online. They looked up the information about the event. Make up, meaning to invent a story or excuse, to reconcile after an argument. I used to make up imaginary friends because I was lonely. They made up after their argument. He made up an excuse for being late. Put on, meaning to dress oneself. She put on her coat before leaving. He put on a hat to protect himself from the sun. They put on their uniforms for the game. Show up, meaning to arrive or appear. He didn't show up for the meeting. She showed up late to the party. They were happy when their friends showed up unexpectedly. Take over, meaning to assume control or responsibility. He took over the project after the manager left. She will take over as the new team leader. They took over the family business. Work out, meaning to exercise, to find a solution. She works out at the gym every day. They need to work out a plan for the project. He finally worked out the problem. Bring up, meaning to mention a topic or to raise a child. She brought up an interesting point during the meeting. He didn't want to bring up the issue. They brought up their children to be respectful. Cut down, meaning to reduce the amount of something. He needs to cut down on sugar. They cut down the number of employees. She decided to cut down on her expenses. Drop off, meaning to take someone to a place and leave them there. To decline, I will drop off the kids at school. She dropped off the package at the post office. Sales have dropped off recently. Get along, meaning to have a good relationship with someone. They get along well with each other. She doesn't get along with her neighbors. He tries to get along with everyone. Hold back, meaning to restrain or prevent. He couldn't hold back his tears. She held back her laughter during the serious moment. They held back the information until the right time. Keep up, meaning to maintain the same level or pace. She tries to keep up with her studies. He can't keep up with the fast pace of the class. They need to keep up with the latest trends. Let down, meaning to disappoint someone. He felt let down by his friend's behavior. She promised not to let him down. They were let down by the poor service. Look into, meaning to investigate or examine. The company is looking into the issue. She looked into the details of the contract. They are looking into new opportunities. Pay off, meaning to be successful or profitable, to repay a debt. Her hard work paid off when she got promoted. The investment finally paid off. He paid off his student loans. Put up with, meaning to tolerate or endure. She has to put up with a lot of noise in her neighborhood. He can't put up with her constant complaints. They put up with the difficult conditions. Run out of, meaning to have no more of something. They ran out of milk this morning. He ran out of time before finishing the test. She ran out of patience with her students. Show off, meaning to boast or display something proudly. He likes to show off his new car. She showed off her dance moves at the party. They showed off their cooking skills. Take after, meaning to resemble a family member. She takes after her mother in looks. He takes after his father in personality. They say she takes after her grandmother. Turn down, meaning to reject or refuse something. He turned down the job offer. She turned down the invitation to the party. They turned down his request for help. Watch out, meaning to be careful or vigilant. Watch out for the slippery floor. She told him to watch out for traffic. They need to watch out for scams. Work on, meaning to try to improve or develop something. He is working on his pronunciation. She needs to work on her time management skills. They are working on a new project together. Break up, meaning to end a relationship. They decided to break up after 5 years together. She broke up with her boyfriend last month. He didn't take the breakup well. Call back, meaning to return a phone call. I will call you back later. She didn't call him back after the interview. He promised to call back as soon as possible. Check in, meaning to register or report one's arrival. We need to check in at the hotel by 3 p.m. She checked in with her boss before leaving. They checked in for their flight online. Come across, meaning to find or meet by chance. I came across an interesting article yesterday. She came across some old photos in the attic. They came across a hidden treasure. Deal with, meaning to handle or manage a situation. She had to deal with a difficult customer. He is good at dealing with stress. They need to deal with the problem immediately. Fall apart, meaning to break into pieces, to become emotionally upset. The old book fell apart in my hands. She fell apart after hearing the news. Their plan fell apart due to unforeseen circumstances. Give away, meaning to donate or give something for free. They gave away their old clothes to charity. He gave away his secrets during the interview. She gave away her position by speaking too loudly. Hang up, meaning to end a phone call. He hung up before I could say goodbye. She hung up the phone angrily. They asked him to hang up and call back later. Let in, meaning to allow someone to enter. Please let me in. It's cold outside. She let the cat in from the rain. He let in a draft when he opened the door. Look out, meaning to be careful or watchful. Look out for the car. She told him to look out for thieves. They need to look out for each other. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. Good luck with your learning. Phrasal verbs are combinations of verbs with one or more prepositions or adverbs, which together form a new expression with a specific meaning that often differs from the meanings of the individual words. Here are some that you can use daily to practice your English pronunciation. Act on, meaning to take action based on some information. She acted on the advice of her lawyer. He acted on the information immediately. They acted on the tip they received. Break into, meaning to enter a building illegally or to interrupt an event. The burglars broke into the house. She broke into the conversation. He broke into the industry with his innovative ideas. Bring in, meaning to introduce or earn. The new product brought in significant revenue. She brought in an expert to solve the problem. They brought in new regulations. Call in, meaning to request the services of someone. They had to call in a plumber. She called in sick today. He called in a favor from a friend. Calm down, meaning to become or make someone less agitated. She calmed down after a few minutes. He tried to calm down the angry crowd. They need to calm down and think rationally. Carry out, meaning to perform a task. They carried out the experiment successfully. She carries out her duties with dedication. The project was carried out on time. Come about, meaning to happen or occur. The changes came about after the meeting. How did this situation come about? The opportunity came about unexpectedly. Come along, meaning to accompany or progress. He asked her to come along on the trip. The project is coming along nicely. She decided to come along for the ride. Come down, meaning to decrease or descend. The prices have come down recently. He came down with a cold. The rain came down heavily. Come off, meaning to succeed or be removed. The event came off as planned. The paint is coming off the walls. His performance came off well. Cut out, meaning to remove or stop doing something. He cut out the unhealthy foods from his diet. The engine cut out suddenly. She was cut out for the role. Draw up, meaning to prepare a document or plan. They drew up a new contract. She drew up a list of tasks. He drew up the plans for the building. Drop by, meaning to visit someone informally. She decided to drop by his office. They dropped by for a quick visit. He dropped by unannounced. End up, meaning to eventually reach a state or condition. He ended up being late. She ended up becoming a doctor. They ended up buying the house. Fall for, meaning to be deceived or to fall in love. He fell for the scam. She fell for him instantly. They fell for the joke. Get by, meaning to manage or survive. They got by with very little money. He gets by with some help from friends. She got by without any problems. Get into, meaning to become involved or interested. He got into trouble at school. She got into painting recently. They got into a heated argument. Give off, meaning to emit or release. The fire gave off a lot of smoke. She gave off a sense of calm. The lamp gives off a warm light. Go after, meaning to pursue or try to achieve something. He went after his dream job. She went after the thief. They went after the contract aggressively. Go away, meaning to leave or disappear. He told the dog to go away. The pain finally went away. They decided to go away for the weekend. Go over, meaning to review or examine. She went over the report carefully. He went over the plan again. They went over the budget in detail. Hand out, meaning to distribute something. She handed out the flyers. He handed out the exam papers. They handed out gifts at the event. Keep off, meaning to stay away from something. Please keep off the grass. He kept off the topic. They kept off the restricted area. Keep on, meaning to continue doing something. He kept on working despite the difficulties. She kept on singing. They kept on trying until they succeeded. Look back, meaning to think about the past. He looked back on his childhood fondly. She looked back at the photos. They looked back and laughed. Look down on, meaning to consider someone inferior. She looked down on people who were different. He looked down on their ideas. They looked down on those less fortunate. Look up to, meaning to admire or respect someone. He looks up to his older brother. She looks up to her mentor. They look up to their parents. Make out, meaning to see or understand something with difficulty. He could barely make out the sign. She made out the figure in the distance. They made out the details from the report. Pass out, meaning to lose consciousness. He passed out from the heat. She passed out after the long run. They passed out the leaflets at the event. Pick out, meaning to choose or select something. He picked out a new shirt. She picked out a book to read. They picked out the best apples. Put down, meaning to place something on a surface or to criticize someone. He put down the heavy box. She put down her thoughts in a journal. They put down the idea during the meeting. Put forward, meaning to suggest or propose something. He put forward a new idea. She put forward a proposal. They put forward a candidate for the position. Put together, meaning to assemble or create something. He put together a new desk. She put together a plan. They put together a team for the project. Run after, meaning to chase or pursue someone or something. He ran after the bus. She ran after her dog. They ran after the opportunity. Run away, meaning to leave or escape from a place or situation. He ran away from home. She ran away from the problem. They ran away from the danger. Set off, meaning to start a journey or trigger something. They set off on their trip early in the morning. The alarm set off as soon as he opened the door. She set off a chain of events. Settle down, meaning to become calm or established. He settled down after a busy day. She settled down in a new city. They settled down to start a family. Show around, meaning to give a tour of a place. He showed them around the city. She showed the guests around the house. They showed him around the office. Speak up, meaning to speak louder or express one's opinion. He was asked to speak up during the meeting. She spoke up for her rights. They encouraged everyone to speak up. Stand by, meaning to support someone or be ready. He stood by his friend during tough times. She stood by her decision. They stood by for further instructions. Take down, meaning to write or remove something. He took down the notes. She took down the curtains. They took down the details carefully. Talk into, meaning to persuade someone to do something. He talked her into going to the party. She talked him into buying a new car. They talked them into supporting the cause. Think over, meaning to consider something carefully. He thought over the offer. She thought over the situation. They thought over the proposal. Turn around, meaning to change direction or improve something. He turned the car around. She turned her life around. They turned the company around. Turn in, meaning to submit something or go to bed. He turned in his assignment. She turned in early last night. They turned in their reports. Wake up, meaning to stop sleeping or become aware. He wakes up at 6 a.m. every day. She woke up to the sound of birds. They woke up to the reality of the situation. Wind up, meaning to end up in a particular situation or to conclude something. He wound up in trouble. She wound up her speech with a joke. They wound up the meeting on time. Work out, meaning to exercise or solve a problem. He works out at the gym every day. She worked out the math problem. They worked out a solution. Write down, meaning to record something on paper. He wrote down the instructions. She wrote down her thoughts. They wrote down the address. Zoom in, meaning to focus closely on something, especially using a camera. He zoomed in on the subject. She zoomed in to see the details. They zoomed in on the map. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. Good luck with your learning. Phrasal verbs are combinations of verbs with one or more prepositions or adverbs, which together form a new expression with a specific meaning that often differs from the meanings of the individual words. Here are some that you can use daily to practice your English pronunciation. Account for. meaning to explain or justify something. He accounted for every penny spent. She accounted for her absence. They couldn't account for the missing files. Ask out, meaning to invite someone on a date. He asked her out to dinner. She asked him out to the movies. They asked them out for a coffee. Blow up, meaning to explode or inflate. The bomb blew up unexpectedly. She blew up the balloons. They blew up the issue out of proportion. Break in, meaning to enter a place illegally or interrupt. Someone tried to break in last night. He broke in to give his opinion. The new shoes need to be broken in. Bring back, meaning to return something or recall memories. He brought back the borrowed book. She brought back souvenirs from her trip. They brought back fond memories. Call for, meaning to require or demand something. The situation calls for immediate action. She called for help. They called for a celebration. Call up, meaning to phone someone. He called up his old friend. She called up the office. They called up to check on the status. Carry on, meaning to continue doing something. He carried on despite the difficulties. She carried on with her work. They carried on talking. Clean up, meaning to tidy or remove dirt. He cleaned up his room. She cleaned up the spilled milk. They cleaned up the park. Come forward, meaning to offer help or information. He came forward with new evidence. She came forward to volunteer. They came forward to support the cause. Cut back, meaning to reduce or decrease something. He cut back on expenses. She cut back on sugar. They cut back production. Cut off, meaning to disconnect or interrupt. The phone call was cut off. She was cut off while speaking. They were cut off from supplies. Do away with, meaning to abolish or get rid of something. He did away with old habits. She did away with the outdated rules. They did away with unnecessary expenses. Drop in, meaning to visit unexpectedly. He dropped in for a chat. She dropped in on her way home. They dropped in to say hello. Drop out, meaning to leave or quit something. He dropped out of school. She dropped out of the race. They dropped out of the project. Face up to, meaning to confront or accept something. He faced up to his responsibilities. She faced up to the challenges. They faced up to the truth. Fall back on, meaning to rely on something in a time of need. He fell back on his savings. She fell back on her family. They fell back on their experience. Fall for, meaning to be deceived or to fall in love. He fell for the scam. She fell for him instantly. They fell for the joke. Fill in, meaning to complete or substitute for someone. He filled in the form. She filled in for the absent teacher. They filled in the missing details. Get across, meaning to communicate or explain something clearly. He got his point across effectively. She got the message across. They got their ideas across well. Get around, meaning to move from place to place or avoid something. He gets around the city by bike. She got around the rules. They got around to visiting the museum. Get away, meaning to escape or go on a vacation. He got away from the crowd. She got away for the weekend. They got away with the crime. Give back, meaning to return something. He gave back the borrowed book. She gave back the money. They gave back to the community. Give out, meaning to distribute or emit something. He gave out the flyers. She gave out a sigh of relief. They gave out samples at the event. Go ahead, meaning to proceed or continue. He went ahead with his plan. She went ahead and started without him. They went ahead despite the risk. Go back, meaning to return to a place or previous state. He went back to his hometown. She went back to work after the break. They went back to the original plan. Go off, meaning to explode or become spoiled. The bomb went off suddenly. The alarm went off at 6 a.m. The milk went off. Grow up, meaning to mature or become an adult. He grew up in a small town. She grew up quickly. They grew up together. Hand in, meaning to submit something. He handed in his resignation. She handed in her homework. They handed in their application. Hold up, meaning to delay or support something. The traffic held him up. She held up the team with her questions. The pillars hold up the roof. Keep away, meaning to stay at a distance. He kept away from the fire. She kept away from negative people. They kept away from the restricted area. Keep on, meaning to continue doing something. He kept on working despite the difficulties. She kept on singing. They kept on trying until they succeeded. Knock out, meaning to make someone unconscious or eliminate. He knocked out his opponent. The team was knocked out of the tournament. She knocked herself out with a sleeping pill. Lay off, meaning to dismiss someone from a job. The company laid off many workers. She was laid off last month. They had to lay off staff due to budget cuts. Leave out, meaning to omit or exclude something. He left out an important detail. She left out the introduction. They left out his name from the list. Look down on, meaning to consider someone inferior. She looked down on people who were different. He looked down on their ideas. They looked down on those less fortunate. Look up to, meaning to admire or respect someone. She looked up to her mentor. He looked up to his older brother. They looked up to their parents. Make up, meaning to invent or reconcile. She made up a story. He made up with his friend after the argument. They made up an excuse. Pass away, meaning to die. His grandfather passed away last year. She passed away peacefully. They mourned the passing away of their loved one. Pick out, meaning to choose or select something. She picked out a dress. He picked out the best apples. They picked out their favorite songs. Point out, meaning to indicate or mention something. He pointed out the mistake. She pointed out the beautiful view. They pointed out the solution. Put off, meaning to postpone or delay something. They put off the meeting. She put off her homework. He put off making a decision. Run out of, meaning to use up all of something. They ran out of milk. She ran out of time. He ran out of patience. Set up, meaning to arrange or establish something. They set up a new business. He set up the equipment. She set up a meeting. Take after, meaning to resemble a family member. He takes after his father. She takes after her mother. They take after their grandparents. Take up, meaning to start a new activity or occupy space. She took up painting. He took up a lot of space. They took up yoga. Talk into, meaning to persuade someone to do something. She talked him into going to the party. He talked her into taking the job. They talked their parents into letting them go. Try on, meaning to test the fit of clothing. She tried on the dress. He tried on the shoes. They tried on different outfits. Turn down, meaning to reject or lower something. He turned down the offer. She turned down the volume. They turned down the invitation. Work out, meaning to exercise or solve a problem. He works out every morning. She worked out the solution. They worked out the details. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. Good luck with your learning. This video is designed to help you test your knowledge of English grammar and improve your skills in constructing grammatically correct sentences for everyday speech. You will have 10 seconds to answer each question, followed by an explanation for each answer. Please have a notepad ready to write down your answers. We recommend not pausing the video to ensure the accuracy of the test. If I had known, I would have told you. In this sentence, we use had in the past perfect to express a hypothetical situation in the past. She suggested that he attend the meeting. After the verb suggest, we use the subjunctive, which means we leave the verb in the base form, bare infinitive. By this time next year, they will have completed their project. This sentence is in the future perfect tense, indicating that the action will be completed before a specified time in the future. He acts as if he knew everything. The verb acts is in the present tense, but knew is used here to show a hypothetical or unreal situation in the present. Had she left earlier, she would have arrived on time. This sentence is a conditional type 3, indicating that the action of leaving earlier, which didn't happen, would have resulted in her arriving on time, but she didn't arrive on time. I wish I could speak Spanish. Could is used to express a wish for something that is not possible in the present. Not only is she talented, but she is also hard-working. The subject, she, is singular, so we use is to agree with it. They insisted that he be present at the meeting. After the verb insisted, we use the subjunctive be to indicate a strong request or demand. Had I known the truth, I would have told you. This is a third conditional sentence used to talk about unreal situations in the past and their hypothetical results. It is high time you cleaned your room. It is high time is a fixed expression that is followed by a past simple verb. If only I had more time. This is a conditional sentence expressing a wish for something that is not true in the present. She behaves as if she were a queen. This is a subjunctive mood used to express a hypothetical or unreal situation in the present. I suggest that he go to the doctor immediately. After verbs like suggest, we use the subjunctive form of the verb. They will have finished the project by next week. By is used to indicate a point in time before which an action will be completed. It's time we considered this matter seriously. This sentence uses the past simple form, considered, to indicate that the action should have been done in the past. He will explain it when he comes back. This is a future time clause, and we use the present simple form, comes, after when, to indicate a future action. They requested that she be there on time. After the verb requested, we use the subjunctive form of the verb be to express a request. I would rather you told me the truth. Would rather is followed by the past simple form of the verb told to express a preference. Suppose you won $1 million. What would you do? One is used to express a hypothetical situation in the present. It is essential that every applicant submit a portfolio. After the phrase, "it is essential that," we use the base form of the verb, submit, in subjunctive mood. With 15 to 20 correct answers, you can consider yourself to have a very good knowledge for everyday communication. However, don't forget to practice speaking English regularly to develop fluency. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. Good luck with your learning. This video is designed to help you test your knowledge of English grammar and improve your skills in constructing grammatically correct sentences for everyday speech. You will have 10 seconds to answer each question, followed by an explanation for each answer. Please have a notepad ready to write down your answers. We recommend not pausing the video to ensure the accuracy of the test. If he had passed the exam, he would have been admitted to the university. This is a third conditional sentence, expressing a past unreal condition. She demanded that he help her immediately. After the verb demand, we use the subjunctive form of the verb. By the time you get there, they will have made the decision. This is a future perfect construction, indicating completion before a future time. He behaves as if he knew the situation. This is the subjunctive mood, used to express an unreal situation in the present. If she had studied harder, she would have passed the exam. This is a third conditional sentence, expressing a past unreal condition. I wish I knew the answer to that question. Wish is followed by the past simple to express a present unreal situation. Not only is she beautiful, but she is also very talented. Not only, but also, is followed by the same verb form. They insisted that he told the truth. After verbs like insist, we use the past simple form of the verb. Had I known, I would tell you. This is a second conditional sentence expressing a hypothetical situation in the past. It is high time you made your decision. It is high time is followed by the past simple to indicate that something should have been done earlier. If only she studied more carefully, she wouldn't have made so many mistakes. This is a second conditional sentence, expressing a wish for a different past outcome. He suggested that she read the book before the exam. After the verb suggest, we use the base form of the verb, bare infinitive. By the time we get to the party, they will have baked the cake. This is a future perfect construction, indicating completion before a future time. She acts as if she knows everything about the topic. This is the subjunctive mood used to express an unreal situation in the present. If she left earlier, she would have caught the train. This is a third conditional sentence, expressing a past, unreal condition. I wish I had more time to finish the project. Wish is followed by the past simple to express a present, unreal situation. Not only is she intelligent, but she is also creative. Not only, but also, is followed by the same verb form. They insisted that he be on time. After verbs like insist, we use the subjunctive form of the verb. If you ask me, I will tell you the secret. This is a first conditional sentence expressing a real possibility in the future. If it rains tomorrow, the picnic will be cancelled. This is a first conditional sentence expressing a real possibility in the future. With 15 to 20 correct answers, you can consider yourself to have a very good knowledge for everyday communication. However, don't forget to practice speaking English regularly to develop fluency. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. Good luck with your learning. This video is designed to help you test your knowledge of English grammar and improve your skills in constructing grammatically correct sentences for everyday speech. You will have 10 seconds to answer each question, followed by an explanation for each answer. Please have a notepad ready to write down your answers. We recommend not pausing the video to ensure the accuracy of the test. If they had caught the train, they wouldn't have been late. This is a third conditional sentence, expressing a past, unreal condition. It's essential that she be at the meeting tomorrow. After expressions like "it's essential," we use the subjunctive form of the verb. Had they checked the weather forecast, they wouldn't have gone hiking. Had plus past participle forms an inverted third conditional sentence. I wish I had gone to the party last night. I wish, followed by a past perfect tense, expresses regret about a past event. She acts as if she knew the answer. As if, followed by past simple tense, expresses an unreal situation. I will let you know as soon as he arrives. In time clauses, the present simple is used to talk about future events. If only she had been more confident, she would have asked him. If only, followed by past perfect tense, expresses a past regret. He suggested that we review the proposal. After the verb suggest, we use the subjunctive form of the verb. They will stay home unless it stops raining. In conditional sentences, the present simple is used to talk about future events. I'd rather you told him about it. After I'd rather, the past simple is used to talk about present or future preferences. By this time next year, he will have completed his degree. The future perfect tense is used to talk about actions that will be completed by a certain future time. If I had seen him, I would have mentioned it. This is a third conditional sentence expressing a past unreal condition. She behaves as though she were in charge. As though, followed by past simple tense, expresses an unreal situation. It's important that he understand everything. After expressions like "it's important," we use the subjunctive form of the verb. If I were you, I would apply for the job. In second conditional sentences, were is used for all subjects to express unreal present situations. I wish you were more careful with your belongings. I wish, followed by past simple tense, expresses a desire for a present unreal situation. She insisted that he tell the truth. After the verb insist, we use the subjunctive form of the verb. By the time they arrive, we will have finished dinner. The future perfect tense is used to talk about actions that will be completed by a certain future time. It's high time you knew the truth. It's high time is followed by past simple to express that something should be done already. Had she left earlier, she would be here now. Had plus past participle forms an inverted third conditional sentence. With 15 to 20 correct answers, you can consider yourself to have a very good knowledge for everyday communication. However, don't forget to practice speaking English regularly to develop fluency. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. Good luck with your learning. You will have 10 seconds to answer each question, followed by an explanation for each answer. Please have a notepad ready to write down your answers. We recommend not pausing the video to ensure the accuracy of the test. Had it not been for her timely intervention, the situation would have been much worse. Would have been is used to express a hypothetical outcome in the past conditional form. He insists that the report be completed by tomorrow. The subjunctive mood, be completed, is used to express a demand or necessity. She would have travelled more if she had the money. The past perfect had is used to express an unreal condition in the past. But for the weather, we would have gone hiking. But for is used to express an exception or condition. She speaks as though she were an expert. The subjunctive were is used to express hypothetical or unreal situations. If only he had been more careful, he wouldn't have made such mistakes. The past perfect had been is used to express a regretful hypothetical situation in the past. Not until she arrived did the meeting start. Inverted word order, did the meeting start, is used after not until. Should you need any help, feel free to call me. The word should is used in conditional sentences to indicate a possible but uncertain event. He acted as if he knew the answer. The past tense knew is used to describe an unreal situation in the present. By the time you get there, the store will have closed. Will have closed is the future perfect tense used to describe an action completed before a specified future time. If I were you, I would reconsider the offer. Were is used in the subjunctive mood for hypothetical situations. It is high time you took responsibility for your actions. Took is used to express that something should have already been done. I wish I had gone to the party last night. Had gone is the past perfect used for wishes about past events. She suggested that he go to the doctor immediately. The subjunctive go is used after verbs of suggestion or demand. Despite being an excellent student, he failed the exam. The gerund being is used after despite. If it hadn't been for the rain, we could have finished the project on time. Hadn't been is used to express a past unreal condition. She behaves as if she knew everything. The past tense, knew, is used for hypothetical or unreal situations in the present. I would rather you came tomorrow. Came is used after would rather to express preference for someone else's action. No sooner had she entered the room than the lights went out. No sooner had she entered uses inverted word order to emphasize the immediacy of the events. If she had been more careful, she wouldn't have made that mistake. Had been is the past perfect used to describe a hypothetical situation that did not happen in the past. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. Good luck with your learning. You will have 10 seconds to answer each question, followed by an explanation for each answer. Please have a notepad ready to write down your answers. We recommend not pausing the video to ensure the accuracy of the test. Even if he left earlier, he wouldn't have caught the train. The past perfect left is used to express a hypothetical situation in the past. She would travel more if she had more free time. The past simple had is used to express an unreal condition in the present. By the time you arrive, I will have finished my work. Will have finished is the future perfect tense used to describe an action completed before a specified future time. Unless he puts in more effort, he will not succeed. Puts in is the correct phrasal verb form in the present simple for a conditional sentence. If she had taken the opportunity, she would have travelled the world. The past perfect had taken is used to express an unreal past condition. I wish you had told me about the meeting earlier. Had told is the past perfect used for wishes about past events. Should it rain tomorrow, we will postpone the picnic. Should is used in conditional sentences to indicate a possible but uncertain event. Provided that he has the necessary qualifications, he will be offered the job. Has is the present simple tense used to describe a condition that is likely to be true. Scarcely had the meeting started when the fire alarm went off. Scarcely had the meeting started uses inverted word order to emphasize the immediacy of the events. She demanded that he leave immediately. The subjunctive leave is used after verbs of suggestion or demand. If only I had more time to finish the project. The past simple had is used to express a regretful hypothetical situation in the present. Had he known about the traffic, he would have left earlier. Had he known is an example of an inverted conditional sentence. He talks as if he knew everything. The past tense, knew, is used to describe an unreal situation in the present. It is essential that she be on time. The subjunctive be is used to express necessity or importance. If I were in your shoes, I would take the job. Were is used in the subjunctive mood for hypothetical situations. He worked hard lest he should fail the exam. Should is used after lest to indicate a negative purpose. I'd rather you stayed here. Stayed is used after I'd rather to express preference for someone else's action. Only after the meeting did he realize the mistake. Inverted word order, did he realize, is used for emphasis. She was so tired that she could hardly keep her eyes open. Could is the past tense of can, used to describe her ability in the past. Had he seen the warning signs, he would have stopped. Had he seen is an example of an inverted conditional sentence. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. Good luck with your learning. Present simple, used to express habitual actions or general truths. Verb, to eat. I eat, you eat. He, she, it eats. We eat. They eat. Verb, to go. I go, you go. He, she, it goes. We go. They go. Verb, to play. I play, you play. He, she, it plays. We play. They play. Past simple, used to express actions that were completed in the past. Verb, to eat. I ate, you ate. He, she, it ate. We ate. They ate. Verb, to go. I went. You went. He, she, it went. We went. They went. Verb, to play. I played. You played. He, she, it played. We played. They played.